Welcome everyone, join us today as we delve into the life and legacy of Mel Galley, the talented guitarist known for his work with legendary rock bands like Trapeze and Whitesnake. So let's dive in. Melville John Galley, born the 8th of March 1948 in Cannock, Staffordshire, in England. Mel's passion for music and the guitar from an early age propelled him to become a prominent figure in the Midlands rock scene. At just 19, he joined his first major band, Finders Keepers, in 1967. The original lineup included Roy Dripper Kent on vocals, Alan Klee on lead guitar, Ralph Oakley on rhythm guitar, Jake Elcock on bass, and David Williams on drums. In 1966, Ralph Oakley left the band, and Finders Keepers continued as a four-piece. In 1967, several lineup changes occurred, bringing Ian "Sludge" Lees on vocals. Sludge invited two of his friends from Cannock to join, resulting in Mel Galley and Glenn Hughes becoming part of the group. By the time Mel joined the band with fellow Midlanders Hughes and Dave Holland on drums, the region had already produced a wave of successful artists in a movement known as Brumbeat. This scene was famous for bands like the Spencer Davis Group, the Moody Blues, the Fortunes, and the Applejacks. It was also known for prominent singers such as Robert Plant, Noddy Holder, Steve Winwood, Roy Wood, and Jeff Lynne. With the new lineup, they released two singles, this time on the Fontana Records label. Friday Kind of Monday received positive reviews but did not chart, though it later appeared on compilation LPs in the United States. The second single, Sadie the Cleaning Lady, garnered significant media attention in the Birmingham area but did not achieve national success. However, the song became a massive hit in Australia for recording artist Johnny Farnham. In March 1969, Mel, Hughes, and Holland teamed up with singer John Jones and guitarist, keyboardist Terry Rowley to form the band Trapeze. They quickly garnered media attention by opting not to sign a contract with the Beatles' Apple label in London. Instead, they made the daring choice to sign with Threshold, a label owned by the Moody Blues, believing it would offer them greater creative freedom. Trapeze recorded their self-titled debut album with the Moody Blues' John Lodge as producer. Although John Jones was the official lead singer, Hughes performed all vocals. The album, released in May 1970, received positive reviews, with Billboard praising its strong rock personality. Their first single, Send Me No More Letters, was also well received. The album gained significant airplay on BBC Radio 1 and was promoted with shows across the UK. In August 1970, Jones and Rowley left Trapeze, returning to their previous band the Montanas. Mel, Hughes, and Holland continued as a power trio, shifting to hard rock and funk rock. Their second album, Medusa, produced by John Lodge, was released in the UK in November 1970 and in the US in March 1971. Critics have since praised it as their best work and an underrated hard rock album. Black Cloud, written by Mel and his brother Tom, was the album's only US single. Trapeze extensively toured the US to promote Medusa, including supporting the Moody Blues in December 1970. They released their third album, You Are the Music, We're Just the Band, on the 1st of December 1972. Produced by Neil Slavin and featuring guest musicians like Rod Argent and B.J. Cole, the album showcased more melodic songs compared to Medusa. Critics praised these softer tracks, with Billboard calling it a fine set and Tracy deeming it a masterpiece. The album charted at number 9 on the US Billboard Bubbling Underchart. Despite equipment theft before a December 1972 show, the band continued touring the US and UK into early 1973. In April 1973, Deep Purple members attended a Trapeze show to ask Hughes to replace their bassist. Initially, Hughes declined, preferring Trapeze and considering Deep Purple's style too basic rock. However, the band's fame and the chance to work with Paul Rodgers made Hughes reconsider, and he eventually agreed to join as bassist and second vocalist. The lineup change was officially announced in Melody Maker on the 14th of July 1973. Rodgers chose not to join and focused on Bad Company. David Coverdale later joined as Deep Purple's vocalist after seeing the article. Hughes has since regretted leaving Trapeze, calling the band his family. After a brief break, Trapeze returned in 1974 with Mel on lead vocals, adding guitarist Rob Kendrick and bassist Pete Wright. They signed with Warner Brothers Records and released their first compilation album, The Final Swing, in October, including previously unreleased tracks. Their fourth studio album, Hot Wire, came out in December, reaching various positions on US charts. Terry Rowley contributed keyboards and vocals, remaining with the band for tours and the album Live at the Boat Club 1975. In late 1975, Trapeze released a second self-titled album with Glenn Hughes returning on vocals for 2 tracks. Billboard praised the album as tight, soul-tinged hard rock, but it received mixed reviews. Mel and Holland briefly toured with Justin Hayward and John Lodge before Hughes reunited Trapeze for the Appreciation Tour in 1976 after Deep Purple's breakup. However, Hughes left again due to drug issues, leading to a brief reunion and recordings like LA Cutoff and Space High. After Glenn Hughes departed for the second time, Trapeze returned in 1978 with new lead vocalist Peter Golby and bassist Pete Wright back in the lineup. They signed with Aura Records and released their final studio album Hold On in late 1979, produced by Jimmy Miller. Originally titled Running in Germany, in 1978 with a different track listing, the album was praised by Sounds magazine for the band's renewed enthusiasm and evolution in sound. AllMusic's Steve Huey considered Hold On possibly Trapeze's best album, while colleague Joe Viglione praised its songwriting and production. In August 1979, Dave Holland left Trapeze for Judas Priest, replaced by Steve Bray. Trapeze toured extensively, including with Humble Pie and Nazareth. Their live album, Live in Texas, Dead Armadillos, released in 1981, captured their energetic performances. By then, Peter Golby had joined Uriah Heep. Trapeze welcomed Mervyn Spence and Richard Bailey in 1981, and Kex Goran replaced Bray in 1982. Mel departed later that year to join Whitesnake, marking the end of Trapeze. Their unreleased material was later adapted for Whitesnake by Mel and his brother for his Phenomena project. Mel joined the reformed Whitesnake after David Coverdale parted ways with the band's former management, record companies, and publishers. Mickey Moody and John Lord rejoined, along with new members bassist Colin Hodgkinson and drummer Cozy Powell. The band finished their new record with Martin Birch in October 1982 at Battery Studios in London, combining earlier recordings with Marsden, Murray, Pace, Moody, and Lord before the break. Saints and Sinners was released on the 15th of November 1982, peaking at number 9 in the UK and charting in 8 other countries, earning a silver certification in the UK. AllMusic's Eduardo Rivadavia hailed it as Whitesnake's best album yet. Coverdale signed with Geffen Records for North America, keeping deals with Liberty in Europe and Sony in Japan. Whitesnake began their Saints and Sinners tour on the 10th of December 1982 in the UK. Whitesnake embarked on tours across Europe and Japan in early 1983, followed by rehearsals for their upcoming album at John Lord's residence in Oxfordshire. During this period, Coverdale began steering Whitesnake towards a heavier hard rock sound, a direction enhanced by the contributions of Mel and Cozy Powell. The majority of the band's next album was co-written by Coverdale and Mel, with Mickey Moody contributing to just one song. Recording for their 6th album took place at Musicland Studios in Munich with producer Eddie Kramer, recommended by John Kolodner. In August 1983, Whitesnake headlined the Monsters of Rock Festival at Castle Donington, England, later releasing the performance as Whitesnake Commandos. In live shows, Mel showcased his guitar skills with extended solos, casually dressed in a Whitesnake t-shirt, with modestly styled hair, and focused on his Gibson guitar. The band premiered their new single, Guilty of Love, at the festival. Although the album was initially slated for release before the show, production issues delayed it until mid-November, with the supporting tour postponed to early 1984. In January 1984, Moody left the band, and John Sykes and Neil Murray joined Whitesnake. The band's 6th studio album, Slide It In, was released on the 30th of January 1984, reaching number 9 on the UK albums chart and peaking at number 4 in Finland. Critics had mixed reactions, often criticising the production. However, Kerrang's Dave Dixon praised it as the best thing Whitesnake have yet committed to vinyl. Whitesnake's new lineup debuted live in Dublin on the 17th of February 1984. While in Germany, before the tour started, several band members visited a carnival. On their way back to the hotel, Mel and John Sykes, in a fit of drunken horseplay, decided to leap over parked cars. The incident took a serious turn when Mel tripped over a Volkswagen and Sykes, following closely, stepped or fell on Mel's left forearm, fracturing it in several places. Despite emergency surgery, Mel suffered nerve damage and never regained full use of his arm and hand again. With the help of prosthetics specialist Andrew Collins from Walsall Manor Hospital, used a specially designed brace called the Claw, enabling him to continue his love of playing the guitar. But there was a new blow when he returned to Whitesnake, finding out he was fired because, he was told, the claw arm brace went against the band's image. In 1986 he joined forces with fellow ex-Whitesnakers Bernie Marsden and Neil Murray to form MGM. The Claw, featured on TV, inspired other injured and disabled musicians to seek help and continue playing. The band briefly included former Toto vocalist Bobby Kimball, but their recordings remain unreleased. After MGM disbanded, Mel guested on several albums, contributing to the 3 extravagant concept albums released by Phenomena, a rock project co-produced by his brother Tom. A 4th album would surprisingly later be released in 2006. Trapeze briefly reunited with Galley, Hughes, and Holland in 1991 and 1994, resulting in 2 acclaimed sellout gigs at the Robin R&B Club in Brierley Hill and a short American tour to mark the re-release of their Threshold albums. Afterward, Mel did little playing and eventually lost confidence in the industry, returning to Canuck disillusioned. Despite the challenges he faced, Mel's talent as an accomplished guitarist and underrated songwriter shines brightly to this day. In 2007, Mel planned a return to performing, forming a new band and scheduling 2 UK shows for the following March. However, in January 2008, he was diagnosed with cancer and given a limited time to live. In a heartfelt message on his official blog, he expressed his gratitude to his fans for their love and support and reflected, "I have enjoyed a great life, traveled the world having some amazing experiences, met all sorts of people, and played with some of the best musicians there are." Sadly, on the evening of July 1, 2008, Mel Galley passed away peacefully at the age of 60 at his home, succumbing to esophageal cancer, his devoted wife Annette by his side. Mel leaves behind his wife Annette, his son Mark a drummer, from his first marriage to Jane, and another son Lucas, who is also a talented guitarist. And there you have it. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the life and career of Mel Galley. His contributions to rock music continue to inspire fans around the world. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our channel for more tributes to music legends. Take care and bye for now.